Hey everyone, my name's Mark and I am a bisexual guy. I really like to share my experiences online so that hopefully we can all relate and feel seen and start open, honest conversations about those things which maybe might be a bit difficult to talk about or that we don't talk about enough. So today I really wanted to share some of my experiences having sex with guys, and I'm going to say a bit about how they felt for me. And one of the aspects that I kind of think about a lot is that they were really an anticlimax. And I know that a lot of people watching this from the bi community may be thinking about having same gender experiences. Okay. And a lot of the time, depending on our life or our lifestyle, we can't have that, or we're kind of building up to having that. We don't know what that's going to be like. And so I wanted to tell you about my experience so that, hopefully we can not have the difficulties that I had or the kind of disappointment, I guess, that I had. Basically, here's the thing. So I spend a lot of the time in the closet, right? Like many bi people, I wasn't out until the age of 30. Now, I did have some sexual experiences before coming officially out, but I spent a lot of time thinking about having same gender experiences, right? So I thought a lot about it. I thought, oh my gosh, what's it going to be like? You know, I was not allowed, or I didn't feel that I was allowed to have those experiences. I couldn't access those experiences in a kind of normal way when I was a young person. So I kind of built it up in my mind. I kind of built it up to be this absolutely amazing thing. And when it actually came to take place for the first time, it was kind of rubbish. And it wasn't just the first time. Actually, it was the first several times that I had sex with guys. I came away just being like, wow, that was so crap. No shade to the lovely guys that I had those experiences with. It was more about what was going on with me than what was going on with them. But I just came away thinking, oh my goodness. And the reason why I want to talk about this is that I'm bisexual, I'm kind of fluid. And when I had those experiences, I kind of flipped and thought to myself, okay, well, I'm not into guys then, right? Because I was always like, oh, am I into girls? Am I into guys? And then I had those experiences to kind of like try it out. And it was this big build up. And I was like, oh my gosh, what's it going to be like? Like, is it going to be amazing? Like, is it going to answer all of my questions about my sexuality? And then it kind of didn't live up to anything. And so I thought, oh, well, maybe I'm not into guys after all. Now, that wasn't true. Okay, but because my brain was so kind of ungrounded in all of this, I kind of flip between thing to thing. So the first thing I would say is, if you're thinking about this, just acknowledge that you might be building something up in your mind. Also, I would suggest, please don't load on a load of expectations, okay? Please don't pin, the answer to the question of like, what is your sexuality on like one experience. Please do not go out and do that. Don't put that pressure on yourself. Do not put that pressure on somebody else. There are so many reasons why things can be disappointing or not so great, especially when you're doing them for the first time. Okay? The reasons that I think my first experiences were so anticlimactic were, first of all, because I was doing something I had never done before, right? Having sex with a guy, not always easy. Yeah, you think that you're both guys, you know how things work. No. It can be very, very difficult. Second reason was I was kind of drunk in most of those experiences. Why? Because I didn't feel comfortable and I needed that Dutch courage and all the rest of it. So I got myself worked up and drunk, and it was very late at night, and it was all very chaotic. right? Because I just didn't feel comfortable in myself to have like, you know, a really safe and loving, caring experience, right? Probably why I didn't have a great time, right? They were with people that I didn't know. Yeah, and I thought that would be better, but, you know, it was just because I was scared to actually have real connections with people in my own life because I wasn't out, you know? And then, of course, I put the pressure on myself and I was very anxious and all the rest of it. Okay, so I think those are the reasons why my experiences were anticlimactic, right? Rather than because I wasn't bi or I was straight or, you know, anything like that. By the way, if you are struggling with any of this, if you are working any of this through in your mind and you want to come and have coaching with me, I provide one-on-one coaching. I'm a specialist in this area. I help a lot of people build their confidence and kind of take the next steps to where they want to be in life. You can check the links below or go to www.notdefining.com. I also have a book called Fluid by Mark Cusack. If you check it out, it's available anywhere online. You can order it in any country around the world. And we also have an online mentoring community on patreon.com/notdefining. We have group sessions. You can come and chat with me. We have chat forums and lots of other content. So if this is something that you're kind of going through, there's loads of support. You're not alone, and you can come and we can hopefully help to get your confidence up. So I want to talk a bit about some of my later sexual experiences with guys and why these were actually also quite anticlimactic. Now, disclaimer, not all of my experiences with guys have been anticlimactic, but just these two kind of periods of my life I want to talk about. The first was like my very first experiences, but there was a second period of my life, and this was after I was out, right? So I was out, I was open, I was more comfortable with myself. And I kind of started to live in a situation and a place where I was able to be out, I was able to kind of connect with queer people, and I felt this big sense of freedom. And I thought to myself, oh my goodness, well, this means that I can now go out, I can be free, I can really enjoy myself, I can really explore my sexuality, and I can, you know, have experiences with guys, and it's going to feel really, really good. Meh. It was kind of okay, like, it was all right. It was, again, quite anticlimactic. And the reason for this is that, again, I built it up. I built it up in my mind thinking that, okay, now I can go on dates with guys and it's going to feel really amazing. Well, like, they just weren't great dates, you know? I also had this kind of, quite dramatic idea that now that I was out, now that I was free, now that I was aligned with my own energy and my queerness, that everything was going to fall into place. It was going to be beautiful and wonderful and excellent. Not the case. Dating guys, dating in the kind of LGBT zone, it can be very difficult, right? There are so many things that you have to think about, so many hurdles that I came up against, and it was really just a disappointment because I realized, like, this is just the same as dating anyone. This is the same as having sex with anyone. It's just, sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's not. Like, there wasn't this huge aha moment. And this really kind of hit me really hard. I also had quite a few experiences where I came up against people who were still in the place that I was all those years ago. So even though I was out and I was proud and I was okay with myself, I met a lot of people who were still not out. Yeah, they were still getting drunk. They were still doing drugs. They were still not comfortable in themselves, and they were still kind of having these no strings attached experiences and looking for that. And I realized that I'd come really far, but a lot of people still hadn't. And that was really hard for me to see. You know, I thought that there was this huge community of people who are like super grounded and super self-loving, and it was all going to be kumbaya. Well, I saw that there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of addiction, there's a lot of, you know, toxic behaviors in our community. And yeah, it was quite sad. So I had to kind of learn to navigate that and avoid that. Now, the good news is that now I have come to a place where I am feeling much better. I'm much more used to everything, and I'm happy to say that I truly enjoy my connections with guys, with women, with everyone. But I think the thing that I learned was that we mustn't kind of attach a lot of pressure onto any sexual experience or any relationship. We should just take it for what it is. If you are somebody who has been in the closet, just take it gently, you know. It's just like anything else. Sometimes it'll be good, sometimes it won't be so good. People are just human beings, and it doesn't mean anything about you, you know, if you have a good or bad experience. It's just sex. It's just something to explore. So it's not the be all and end all. You know, don't worry that if you're not out, that you're missing out on this amazing, heavenly merry-go-round of joy and ecstasy. No, it just is what it is. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you today. What are your experiences? Have you experienced this type of thing? Do you connect with anything that I've said? I would love, love, love to know. Come and join us. Click the subscribe button because we've got loads of content like this. And tell us in the comments any questions you might have. I will try to get back to you. And if you would like to hear more about my personal story and my personal experiences, then check out these videos right here. Otherwise, I wish you a wonderful day. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.